Warning, this video contains scenes of workers' rights, the eternal revolution, and seizing the means of production, and is not suitable for bourgeoisie scum. Viewer discretion is advised. Heavy, do you hate that when a sniper looks at you, he instantly headshots you, and you fucking die?
Da!
Do you want to walk through a field of spam, and live longer than the average attacking Russian team on bridges of Druzhina?
Yes!
Then these steel gauntlets made from the armor of destroyed T-34 tanks are the tool for you, you godless, bourgeoisie-slaying, revolution-spreading communist. The fists of steel are a melee weapon for the heavy, but you do not use them as a melee weapon, unless you are memeing, as these weapons are a utility, like many of heavy's melee weapons. The primary use for the fists of steel is as an escape tool, or something you use to push up to an objective. If you are more literate than the average friendly heavy, you should be able to see that these Eastern Bloc-sized gauntlets provide a 40% resistance to all ranged attacks while active, which translates to anything that is not a melee weapon, even if something technically is not ranged, like sticky bombs. This makes the fists of steel an ideal weapon to have active at the start of a round, as a sniper likely has his gun trained right on your head to instantly headshot you when the gates open. This damage reduction actually does have an effect on headshots, and you will be able to survive a headshot, provided you have overheal. Second, it has a 100% damage vulnerability to melee attacks while active, which is mini crit level damage, and is actually boosted further by mini crits and full crits, meaning if literally anyone with a functioning brain knows the stats of this tool, they will immediately switch to their melee weapon and you will be immediately sent to the gulag by way of frying pan to the fucking face for being stupid. The final penalty of this weapon is that it has a 100% slower holster speed when compared to the default fists, which can be problematic given the previously mentioned 100% melee vulnerability when active, especially if you aren't running the Tomislav or a shotgun, since it slows down your ability to deal with threats like the Scout easily. Now that you know what these gauntlets that are sloped harder than the fucking upper glasses of a T-34 do, let me tell you how to use them. Think of the fists of steel as a utility, or as a tool to be used, similar to the gloves of running urgently, but instead of going fast, walking through a field of spam is your use for it. An ideal situation would be to have a vaccinator or quick fix medic shoving their medigun up your asshole to significantly boost survivability, and then running onto a point or payload with the fists of steel out, ideally boosted by a disciplinary action soldier, switching to your minigun, and then unloading $400,000 of ammunition in the span of 12 seconds. You will take significantly reduced damage from the incoming shitstorm of spam while moving to the cart, and will generally be harder to kill until you pull out your minigun. You do not engage in melee fights with this thing. If you do, the NKVD will personally come to your house and gulag your stupid ass just like they gulag political dissidents. A general good habit to get used to when using this tool is to also equip the Dalacast bar, as it adds 50 points to your maximum health, and when combined with the fists of steel, as well as a medic overhealing you, you have quite a large effective health pool. However, keep in mind that the Dalacast bar replaces your secondary item, meaning you have to choose between it, the sandwich for a pocket medic, if you have one, or a backup weapon, if you don't have a Tomislav. You should weigh your options, but the Dalacast is always a solid choice with the fists of steel. If you want to tank damage, the Tomislav is also a solid option to go with the fists of steel, as the faster spin-up time compensates for the holstering speed penalty of the fists of steel. The fists of steel is definitely one of the best items for heavy if you want to be able to walk across a sight line without being immediately fucked up by everything with a pulse and the slightest instance of brain activity. I highly suggest every heavy player, and by every heavy player I mean all fucking 4 of you, to go out and give the fists of steel a try. They are very good, and makes the heavy feel like the tank he was designed to be, instead of a rocket magnet. Also, the fists of steel look really good on heavies that are going for the appearance of a tank, so that's another reason to use it, unless you're one of those fucks that goes for the trailer park heavy look. This is the correct way to use the fists of steel. Now walk straight into spam and fuck up idiots who forget that they have a button to use melee. Thank you for watching this video. I would not have been bothered to make it had the previous episode, the one on the battalion's backup, not gotten the support it did, and that includes the criticisms I received. If you have any criticisms about this video, let me know in the comments down below, and if you want to see more of these videos, be sure to like and subscribe for more.